Hey guys, I recently came across a Mythbuster episode that discussed the question whether money, or rather a high-paying job, makes men more attractive. I think this makes an interesting topic for a men's attractiveness episode, as it is a commonly suggested but often loosely treated topic. Let's look at studies and surveys to find out if and in how far wealth and money makes men more attractive to women. A study from the Journal of Evolution and Human Behavior from 2018 analyzed this question. They state that mate choice theory suggests that because females invest more energy directly into reproduction than males, they should be more sensitive than males to cues indicating the resources possessed by a putative mate. Based on these previous studies, as predicted, male economic status seems likely to play an important role in mate selection. The study involved asking over 300 men and women to rate pictures of the opposite sex based on their attractiveness. The images were either presented including or excluding annual income. The researchers concluded that women are significantly more sensitive to salary information when considering a partner compared to men. A man can move himself 2 points higher on the attractiveness scale we used if his salary increases by a factor of 10, study author John Speakman told The Times. Another study from 2017 from the Archives of Sexual Behavior also analyzed the question at hand, but here, information about wealth had to be judged by merely seeing the photographs of prospective dates and partners. Although women estimated the wealth of someone better than chance, estimated wealth did not significantly influence their judgments. The main driver of attractiveness judgments were health and attractiveness. The authors state, however, that people's initial selection of mates based on first impressions may differ from the selections they make later when they have more information, for example, during a date. We have another interesting experiment by the company Solution that created 2 dating profiles of the same person with and without indicators of wealth. Niall, 22 years old, appeared with different accessories such as a watch and car keys, backgrounds and other indicators of wealth. Of 2,000 times they swiped right for each profile, the rich profile attracted 292 matches and the normal profile only 179. So the rich profile attracted 64% more likes by women. Also, the wealthier profile attracted more messages and some super likes compared to the normal profile that had attracted no super likes at all and less messages. I also analyzed the mentioned Mythbusters video, and in their experiment they had women first rate 12 men with varying low to normal paying jobs. The job descriptions were then changed by 6 of the 12 men, and another group of women rated them. The results, only changing half of the rated group's job description, resulted in a 23% overall increase of the overall attractiveness score of the group. Regarding those guys whose job descriptions were changed, the difference was obvious. Martin, the retail clerk turned vascular surgeon, was even perceived as 32% more attractive. The attractiveness of Ian, the mortgage broker turned venture capitalist, increased by an astounding 76%. When we look at our beloved Boston Magazine poll that covers lots of topics, we find that hundreds of American women preferred higher paying jobs than men. They preferred doctors with 15%, bankers with 16%, which makes up almost 1/3 of responses. One should note that the American society is a little more materialistically oriented, that should be said here at this point. Other high-paying jobs such as lawyers almost made up a notable amount of 6%. Nevertheless, artistic professions also had a notable attention, with writers and artists being at 9% each. Politicians were fairly unliked at 2%, although they make good money. The stressful, obedient aura might have played a role here. Roles with a heroic or charitable factor like police, firefighter or non-profit employee also scored points with around 12%. Low-paying jobs like bartender or construction worker, although somewhat masculine, didn't score many points at 4% taken together. Chefs were quite liked at 12%, which might be somewhat due to relatability and common interest, with chefs being in a broad range of category of earnings. The tendency towards high-paying jobs is apparent, but other motivations might have also played a major role, like education level and intelligence connected with these professions. Also, perceived altruism or creativity and social status seems to also have impacted the decisions, presumably. That it is not necessarily the money itself is indicated by studies conducted by Dr. Peter Jonassen. In 3 separate studies, the preference of 668 participants for mates with money, derived from a number of sources including work income, inheritances, windfalls and even embezzlement, was analyzed. In one of the studies, 100 women participated in an online survey in which they were asked to state whether they preferred a man who earned or inherited his money in a variety of relationships that differed in seriousness. The relationships ranged from marriage to one-night stand relationships. 90% of women preferred having a romantic relationship with a man who earned his money, while only 5% wanted to establish a romantic relationship with a man who inherited his money. For one-night stands, less than 60% of women wanted their partner to have earned his money, and only 40% of women wanted a man who inherited his money. For less serious relationships, the importance of men earning their own money was less important, but still a majority preferred men earning their own money. The results published in the Journal of Personality and Individual Differences are consistent with evolutionary theories, which show that women place a high importance on a man's capacity to protect and provide. Dr. Jonathan says that it is rational for women to prefer mates who earn their income over those who simply have money. The ability to acquire a steady supply of income through direct effort reflects a certain underlying quality such as intelligence and a strong work ethic. Picking a mate with these qualities is a safer bet for women because if the money runs out, there is a greater chance their partner can regain financial stability in the future. So resource stability and also the ability to protect and provide. So from my current viewpoint, that wealth makes somewhat attractive is quite apparent. It can impact attractiveness and offset physical unattractiveness. I find the first study quite interesting and convincing. It might be less important on the initial judgment of someone's attractiveness as study 2 indicates, but the added information or clear visual cues appear to have an effect. Let's also keep in mind that materialistic orientation probably differs greatly in cultures and in individual women, and they will place more or less value on stuff like this. But a somewhat present effect will probably be existent due to women generally finding ability to protect and provide and social status very attractive. But let's also keep in mind that women value attractive and matching personality, physical attractiveness, and other factors probably more highly. It is just another factor influencing attractiveness. Let's not hate on women for being evolutionarily oriented towards protection and support. Let's hate on gold diggers that overvalue this factor over genuine interest in a man. It will be apparent from her behavior whether she belongs to the first or the second category. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to comment and subscribe, and as always, stay awesome.